Hello, welcome to this week's Wild Spirits News. I'm Sibylla and today I'm going to talk about regaining control in the current madness. And by the way, I'm talking to you from my open window. So if you hear some birds chirping in the background or my neighbor's children playing, that's because I'm here at the open window. It's such a beautiful, mild, sunny spring day and I don't get out enough at the moment. Like most of us, I'm stuck indoors in isolation. So I just thought I'd take the opportunity to open the window and film my video here. We live in times that are so exceptional right now. Almost nothing is as it usually is. People work from home or not at all. Children are at home because the schools or universities are closed or at least partially closed. And we don't really know when and how things are going to change. And this is why underlying all the rest of it is this unsettling feeling and a feeling of loss of control. And this can be, like I said, it can be unsettling, it can create anxiety, and a lot of people currently are struggling with that. But the good news is you don't just have to endure this. So your mission today is to learn how to regain control. Task number 1 is called Relax, Nothing is Under Control. You might have heard this saying before, it never fails to make me smile. The truth is that in some respects, the current times aren't so different from any other time in our lives. Because in truth, we never really have control over our job. There's no such thing as a secure job. There just isn't. Over our money, our health. Our lives are so fragile. Life can be gone like this. So there isn't really any control. And I think why we currently find this so particularly unsettling is that normally we're really good at pushing this to the back of our minds and at pretending like we actually have security, pretending or living like we were immortal or our loved ones were immortal and our health and our lives were guaranteed. And the current times don't allow us to do that. It's so in your face right now that nothing is secure, that anything can end at the drop of a hat, that it causes this anxiety in us. But in truth, that is always the case. It's just a little more visible right now. So why not take this situation as an opportunity to come to grips with this reality and maybe see whether it's also an opportunity to make something out of it. Task number 2 is called What You Can Control. You may have heard me quote Stephen Covey before. I love his work. And one of the things that he used to write about is extremely relevant to the current situation. And that is differentiation between the circle of influence and the circle of interest. So our circle of interest is everything in our lives that we know and deal with and think about that isn't under our control. Things like the news, things like our neighbors, what other people do. And Stephen Covey once said that people who are very focused on their circle of interest, like they gossip about others, they complain about politicians, they watch the news a lot, they follow celebrities, they do everything that's other people's business and not in their personal control, that these kinds of people tend to be very unhappy. They feel frustrated, they feel like they don't have control over anything. They feel powerless, basically. And if you think about it, our current situation basically forces a lot of things on us that are in our circle of interest. This pandemic, I mean, who has any control over it? So the remedy for that is to consciously and gently nudge our focus back to our circle of influence, which is basically everything we have control over, and that is our own lives. It's, for example, we can't influence what happens to us, but we can influence how we react to what happens to us. What we do, the things that you do yourself, not even your family. To a certain extent you might have control over your children, but in a way it's every person's own circle of influence is their own lives. So this is what we need to become aware of again in order to combat this feeling. Task number 3 is called Take Back Control. Now I have a few suggestions. You don't have to do all of them, or maybe not all of them apply to you, but I've just written down a few points to get you started, to shift that awareness back from your circle of interest back into your circle of influence, to make you feel better and to make you feel in control again, and to realize that you actually are in control again because you create your life. So I've written this down. Give me a second. Hang on. I'll read it out to you. A few suggestions. Number 1, allow your emotions, all of them. And connected to that is the second point, which I wrote down: let go of the expectation to cope and to be on top of everything. that goes together with the allowing emotions, because for some reason we have these expectations of ourselves that we are always on an even keel, that we always handle everything that comes. That is the ideal of a human, and it's completely unrealistic. We're human beings. We experience all feelings, and especially in a situation right now. Of course we will sometimes feel anxious. Of course we will sometimes just not have the energy to do anything. Allow yourself to do that. Allow yourself to just veg out sometimes if you have to. Allow the feelings. Consciously feel them, process them, live through them, and then let them go. All of them, the good and the bad. Double your self-care. That's a really good thing to do right now, because we are processing, no matter how much you focus back on your circle of influence, the circle of interest is still there. We are going through trauma collectively as a society. This is massive. Don't play it down. It's there, and every one of us feels it. Even the people say, oh yeah, I don't care at all. They are just not as aware, and people who watch my videos are usually people who are more self-aware, and so you're bound to feel your feelings more in that respect. So be good to yourself. Do more self-care. If you're with your family, which can be great to be closer to the people that you love, but it can also be a challenge. Make sure that you have time to yourself. If you're more than one adult in your household, give each other space. One person takes all the children into one room, the other has time for a nap, or just sit there, or just watch something on Netflix, or whatever. Do whatever. Give yourselves space. Give your children space as well. Don't expect them to just function like robots and do all their homework and be like they always would be. They too feel these exceptional times. So all of you, double your self-care. Pursue your passion. I mean, obviously I was going to say that, it's me. But honestly, when I play the piano, or when I dance, or when I study my language, or when I do any of these things, sometimes it's hard to push myself to doing it because I feel like I'm too distracted. But when I actually do it, I get so happy. It makes me so much more serene and grounded and balanced. So don't overdo it, but gently nudge yourself to pursuing your passions. And oh yeah, you could also use this time to create a life that you'd love to return to after this is over. Is the life that you have been leading up to now, is that really what you want to do during the majority of your life? Is that really something you want to return to? And if not, make the changes now. Talk to a coach, find somebody, talk to me, I have time. We'll have a chat and we'll see whether one of my programs is a fit for you. Look after yourself, stay healthy, stay safe, and remember, this too shall pass. So task number 4 is, as usual, to let me know. I'd love to know how you're coping, how you are. With my Wild Spirits community, I've had a lot of conversations in the last weeks, some in Zoom group meetings and some just one-on-one over Zoom. I love connecting to people, so do hit the reply button and let me know whether this video resonated with you at all and what you're doing to cope. And I'll write back, I promise. If you didn't get the link to the video in an email, that means you're not part of the Wild Spirits community yet, and you should join us. Go to wildspiritscoaching.com and fill in that little form there. You'll get 1 email per week, so it's 100% spam free. You'll get extra articles and information, recommendations of books and other resources, and sometimes you get exclusive offers that are only for my subscribers that nobody else ever gets to see. So go to wildspiritscoaching.com and sign up. Or you can Google Wild Spirits Coaching, that'll bring you to the website as well. Thank you for watching.